Hey everybody, it is Friday evening, 5:40. Basically tell you is that this is the equivalent of, remember when we had that big tsunami and all those people were walking out into the ocean because the oceans receded? That's exactly where we are. I've used the Wile E. Coyote moment, for the global economy when I saw that Chinese car sales were down 93% in February, right? Now it's the end of March. And I'm telling you now, it's not Wile E. Coyote moment. It's the tsunami is about to come, folks. You have no clue what inflation does to a society, and we're being held hostage right now by the banking cabal. They've done this before. They hold up whole economies. You look at the panic of 1907, the Great Depression, the oil crisis. That was another concocted fake lie. Henry Kissinger concocted the petrol oil standard, and they raised prices artificially of the OPEC nations to get the U.S. on the dollar or get the petrodollar standard. That's falling apart right now, which is obvious with the oil wars that are going on. But right now, folks, this is the tsunami time. This is the tsunami time. Everybody's thinking that this is going to stop with bailout packages. Everybody thinks that this is going to stop with, a few people getting sick and stuff like that. This is a paradigm change that's going on, folks. No amount of money, no amount of politics, military, anything's going to solve this conscious spiritual problem that we're facing. And this is, to me, this is the best way that we could hope for. I think all Hollywood has ever told us is doomsday, 1984. Nobody wrote a story like this where we got the earth to just slow down and put everybody in personal timeout to recognize this is not why we are here put on this earth, folks. Not to put ourselves in debt, not to have people, obese and depressed and struggling every day just to make ends meet. This is a wonderfully abundant planet, and the only thing that's going to have to change is the operating system and the people that we have enabled. The Trumps, the Epsteins, the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, crawling over their dollars and their debt that they create, and they're so wonderful. No, it's a total on rejection of all collectivism, all cunning collectivists, all digital illusions of wealth. That's what's going on here. This is the great reveal. This is the perfect time to be alive. And the quicker that you're able to let go of your illusions and accept this reality of whatever it's going to come, that's who's going to make it through the quickest. It's not the strongest, it's not the smartest, and it's certainly not the richest. It's the ones that are able the quickest to adapt. And I know that the people here on the Greatest Truth Never Told are part of that group. I've mentioned before, for probably about a month, I telecasted my my buy of $777.77 as a symbolic gesture to kick off a spark in the silver movement. Had I waited till 3/20/2020, that probably would have been the exact right time to buy, but I chickened out on 3/13, and I came out and I told all of you guys because I saw the massive rush of demand. And that's the reason why I telegraphed it, is because I told people front run the exits. Silver is the only solution, not gold, not bonds, not the dollar, not the euro, not cryptos, not anything. Silver is it, folks. Everything is overvalued relative to silver, especially gold. In fact, the trade of the century is to sell all your gold, rejected at 111 ounces per of silver per 1 ounce of gold, and sell all your gold and get pounds of silver for every ounce you put in. That to me is the no-brainer of the year, ever, century. But still, people today are like, oh, silver, so it's up a little bit. Premiums are too high. Folks, it's tsunami time. The tide has gone out, and the wall that's coming is financial collapse, destruction of your dollar purchasing power. The economy's already done. They've already sealed it. There's no way this consumeristic industry is coming back. Name me an industry that's not going to be devastated by this. Everybody's going to get hurt by this. So everybody has to be the solution. Nobody's coming to save all of us. Only you can save yourself. Only you can wake yourself up. Only you can take massive dramatic action in front of all the logic that's being portrayed here. In fact, one of the reasons why I never showed my face on this channel for 10 years is because everybody's looking for somebody to come save them. I'm not saving you, folks. This is the best I can do. This is the best I can do. And I'm telling you, you are all capable. You're all everything's possible. All you have to do is start creating possibilities where everybody else is seeing limitations. Great change comes great opportunity for those that have been prepared. And I still think we have time. As soon as we get above $50 silver, it's game over, folks. I hated stacking when silver got up to 35 when we hit 50 last time, because you start to realize the loss of your purchasing power. That's what's going to happen when this hyperinflation tsunami starts coming at you, folks. And it's probably only a week or two away. As soon as these checks get passed, as soon as these bills get passed, as soon as this money starts entering the system and it goes into where it's been hiding, the stock market and the bond market. But anybody who's getting bought out by the Fed, the Fed is the buyer of the last resort. So the Fed's coming in there and purchasing new money. But think of all the trillions of dollars of people who are like, fuck, I'm out. I'm out. I am not playing this game anymore. I don't know where the bottom is. Thank God somebody bought when I did, namely the Fed. Let them be the bag holders to all these assets, right? I don't believe that anybody's coming to save us. I believe everybody in the government is bought and paid for, whether overtly by serving a bankster cabal agenda or unconsciously because they know that their check depends on their loyalty. Nobody's coming to save you, folks. There isn't one congressman, one senator. Maybe there's a few governors. Maybe there's some town. But this is where it's got to start. It's got to start with the individuals here. We have to set the example and get people to wake up, okay? Realize that this is not going to end well. Easiest thing I think you can do to send over somebody is go to usadebtclock.org. Okay. I've already done tons of videos on how they value silver relative to the amount of new money that the Federal Reserve is printing every year versus the entire global silver physical production. All right. I've done it when there was amazing $542 for every 1 ounce of silver, meaning that the Federal Reserve just by itself creates $542 of newly printed fake fiat, stealing your wealth, digital illusion of wealth. Private banking cabal owns you money every year in relationship to every 1 ounce of physical silver that Mother Earth gives us. Now, go look at it now. It is $1,953. Just 2 days ago, folks, it was $1,500. In like 24 hours, they added $400 or $500 in newly printed money relative to all the silver mined in the world. They're going to have to add on columns to this chart because it's only going to get bigger, folks. Let me tell you why. All right. First of all, there's going to be a massive silver demand. I don't think that we get until April 8th. April 8th is where I think that we get the no lie gets to the other side. April 8th is when I would like to see $51 silver on the physical market. That number, that price will expose the largest banking criminal cartel fraud of all time. The paper manipulation of silver, JP Morgan's a part of it. In fact, all the banking cartel is a part of it. And most importantly, the Bank of International Settlements and the Federal Reserve. They have robbed and raped this country and the entire world of their real wealth while they gave us digital illusions of wealth. Folks, if you want to change the world, you have to change your values. You have to start valuing physical silver and real things more than the digital illusions of wealth and that Ponzi paradigm that is gone. Thank God. Thank God, folks. How much more of we were going to live our lives trapped in this game that we'll never win. Okay. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people, because I can't get awareness, I got 450 people on this channel watching this. And you need millions, folks. Maybe not a million, maybe 100,000. I don't know. But it needs to have this 99th monkey effect. And I can't think of any other way. Anybody else who's got the complete story on how we got into this problem and gave you a solution for the way out. 8 years I've been working with Silver Shield and the Golden State Mint, trying to get you guys to stack on a consistent basis, all this silver out there. And I know that the people who have followed me have profited handsomely. Silver Shield's by far the best money you could spend in silver. Everything that we do goes up in value relative to, every other government bullion, boring, bullish bullshit that's run by the banksters. You keep supporting Queen Elizabeth every time you buy silver from the Royal Canadian Mint, the British Mint, the Australian mints. You're supporting Queen Elizabeth, the family that invaded 9 out of 10 countries in the world. And you want change? Keep buying her silver. How about the U.S. Mint? Our own Treasury Secretary, Stephen Mnuchin, went to Fort Knox to go inspect our gold. He comes out of it and says, I guess it's there. That's the guy you're supporting when you go buy the U.S. Mint silver, okay? There's been one guy out there, me, one guy who's kept to this the entire time and kept focus on it. And I put Silver Shield out there as a way of saying, hey, somebody knew before all this went down, the single largest event in human history. Somebody called out the proper problems, the debt and death paradigm, and all the solutions that are easily available inside of us. So I think by April 8th, 2020, I know it's a ridiculous number, but I think I'm writing a better story than everybody else out there. I think $51 silver will do more for this country than any of these stimulus packages. All that's going to do is destroy the purchasing power of everybody. If there really was justice in the Justice Department, if there really was some patriots who actually thought that this country was not meant to be under the banksters, it really should be investigating JP Morgan's manipulation of the silver trade over the last, I don't know, 10 years, specifically last week. Massive physical demand globally, and the price of silver crashes. Folks, that's a crime. And this needs to be exposed. And the only way it's going to be exposed is by emptying their vaults. Let the big countries empty, London and Switzerland and wherever else they're getting their gold of their gold. But we individuals, because the silver market's so small, this is how the meek inherit the earth, folks. There's no other way. There's no other way. But we need this message to spread. I can't do this by myself. So I purposely put this call later in the day because I have a suspicion that I'm being sandboxed on YouTube. I'm being manipulated on Instagram. I've had interviews and cancellations of a lot of high-profile media. Namely, I just told you about the New York Post. And I'm pretty sure this one will probably get canceled too, but I hope not. So on Monday night, Coast to Coast AM, I'm going to be on there from 1 to 3 a.m. in the morning, where I'll be discussing the entire debt and death Ponzi paradigm to a brand new, larger audience. I had hoped that I would have been on the Joe Rogan podcast by this time, but I don't think that that's going to happen. We haven't reached a massive awareness where anybody would be interested in this. There's not enough momentum. There's not enough validation out there. And unfortunately, once we do get to $51 silver, it'll be too late. I really wish I could have reached out to a lot of people on my YouTube channel, but I've been sandboxed on there. I have a hate speech against me by YouTube. I appealed it. There was no reasoning for it. On my most peaceful video I ever did, it was called The God with a Billion Faces. And the idea that we are creators of our world and that we can choose what kind of reality we want. We can be, our own torturers by living below our potential and enabling the worst in humanity, or we can rise above everything and create wonderful, abundant futures for everybody. We are the creators. We are our tormentors and we are our saviors. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to save you but yourself. That video, I don't know, it was longer, more poetic, was given a hate speech against me. And as a result, I pulled down a majority of the videos on my YouTube channel. What I'm going to do is I would like to request that everybody download every single video off my YouTube channel, because I believe that at some point this whole channel is going to get shut down. Everybody can repost anything that I've created anywhere. I would ask that you would do hashtags of repeal 1913, end the Fed, bring home all the troops, end the income tax, no lie gets to the other side, Silver Shield, Golden State Mint, make silver money again. Use hashtags, folks. That's what gets these things out there. And I know that those will get, censored too. But the idea is that you can't stop an idea. And that's what this is. This is just an idea. This is a build upon of what I started with back in 2011 when I wrote the Silver Bullet, Silver Shield. Silver is the Achilles heel of this entire global generational debt-based fiat Ponzi scheme, folks. It's at the tip of Exeter's pyramid. Why this isn't getting millions of views when it's so obvious that the entire global economy is going to fall apart, that all the solutions that the banksters and the politicians have are more debt and more death and more control. We don't have to have this, folks. We can walk away, reject their digital illusions of wealth, reject their politicians, reject their TV, reject everything that doesn't reside with you, and you'll see how much power that you have and that we all have. I think that this is the best story out there. Tell me somebody who's got a better story on how we turn this world around. Tell me somebody who's walked the talk, somebody who's given a solution, right? I'll follow them. Somebody's got a better story, I'll do it. If not, I think I got a good one. And it's a no lose, because the Ponzi scheme's coming down and a silver age is coming. But I've been sandboxed on YouTube and Instagram because there's very powerful forces out there who do not want you to know how powerful you are. Because once you're free, you're never going back, folks. You're never, ever going back to the voting booth. You're never going to go back into digital illusions of wealth. You're never going to go back. You can't. It's gone. And I think the quicker that you're able to do that, the better. I have said many times, the majority of the people on my channel are older white guys just like me. Logical minds, INTJs, looked at the paradigm, realized that, while some of us were very successful and it didn't resonate with us, we get to the finish line, you buy the house, you buy the car, you do this, and you realize, well, that's not it. And if that's what everybody in the world's shooting for, something's wrong. So I think another good solution is for women to make silver sexy again. Like kings and queens, not the Trumps, the Weinsteins, and the Epsteins with their digital illusions of wealth and debt and manipulated power and psychology, patriarchy. That's what we've gotten. How do we get something new? Change your values. Change what you invest in. Change what you value. It's all possible. Another request that I have, besides downloading all my videos on YouTube, put them up everywhere. I don't care. At this point, this is desperation mode, right? Because they've already passed these bailout bills. The banksters are getting away. They're getting bailed out, and they're going to leave us now holding the debts, just like they did in 2008. They get bailed out. We have to pay it with the taxes. And once this hyperinflation comes, it's going to devastate all the income savings, everything. Like, look at what happened in Venezuela. Went from $50 Bolivar silver to now $3 million an ounce Bolivar silver, or 3 million Bolivar an ounce silver. That's what's coming for the United States. It's just digits, folks. And there's a limited amount of silver out there. One of the things that I would also like to request in the comment section below this video is, I can get very preachy about this, but I'm reaching out to a new audience with Coast to Coast. They're pretty aware. They get the spiritual aspects of it. I don't know if they've overtly talked about, the debt and death paradigm or anything like that. But if there's questions that either you have or you think would be good for the interview, put it in the comment section below. And the ones that get most thumbs up, I'll forward that to Coast to Coast, maybe to help guide them in the questioning. But I think that's it. Oh, meditate. Follow me on Instagram, The Greatest Truth Never Told. I'm doing a ton of workouts on there. It is by far the most powerful thing you can do, is to get your mind clear. Realize that you're not the result of the thoughts, but you're actually the observer of your thoughts. And once you're able to get control of your mind, then everything else starts falling into place. You start becoming a victim. So if you have all that stuff, if there's specific questions and stuff that you would like me to ask, also put that in the comment section below. But basically, I think I'm going to drop a lot of bombs on the Coast to Coast radio Monday night, if that happens. Let's see if they shut that down too. And if not, we'll just keep pumping along. I'll be like water. I'll just keep flowing around everything because I know that I'm right and I got truth on my side. Thank you.